Nobody tells you this when you are building a business. You can be doing a lot and you are trying really hard, but yet nothing seems to be working. This one thing can really mess with your head. See, when you start building a business, you are not confused. Actually, you are confident. You've been thinking about the idea for a long time, weeks, months, maybe even longer. In your mind, it's all clear. You've even pictured how everything will pan out. Then you start to execute. You post, you build, you market, but somehow there's this silence that greets you from the world. No traction, no momentum, nothing at all to show for your efforts. That silence is the first thing that shocks you. And it's not even like you're lazy. You try different angles, you improve the work, you even tell yourself, okay, let me be consistent. But the thing you were so sure about falls flat right before your very face. The content you thought was strong, the offer you were confident in, and guess what? Nobody tells you how personal this is. Because at this point, it's not just this didn't work. It starts to feel like maybe I'm not just good at this. This is where people start spiraling. Let me give you an example about when I started Grover 2. I had the full picture in my head. I saw the end from the very beginning. I planned, did everything I could, pushed very hard on branding, marketing. I held meetings with my team members, promised, assured, shared the vision with them, shared the strategy with them, shared the assurances with them, made them realize the advantage we had in the industry. Everything looked perfect in my mind, only for me to execute and found really discouraging outcomes. Now, I'm not saying we are not moving forward, but I'm trying to paint a clear picture of the wrong expectations we have many times when we start out building a business. One thing I've noticed about early business is efforts and results may not match at the beginning. You are learning a lot, you are working a lot, but the results are not speaking yet. So you are working hard, but you don't feel proud because there's nothing to show for it. No evidence, no big announcements, nothing to point to. It's just you and a lot of, I hope this works. Let me say this plainly. This journey can be so lonely because people see founders, owner, CEO, and in their mind they are thinking, oh, this guy is good, he's balling, he's having a good ride. Meanwhile, there are days when you feel stressed, tired, and frustrated. Yet, you cannot even explain it to anyone. Not because you are forming package, but because you don't want pity and you don't want noise. All you want is just for something to finally click. So you carry it quietly. And that quiet can be heavy. Here is the mindset shift that is helping me. In the beginning, confusion is not a sign that you are failing. Confusion is part of the work. You are not just building a business, you are actually learning. You are learning what people actually care about. You are learning what your market ignores. You are learning what you thought was true, but isn't. And that process feels like a different mental state from where you started. You started out with high hopes that things will pan out in a particular way. But here you are, having to relearn all over again. The process can feel messy and you may feel like you are behind. But no, that's not true. It is now you are doing the real work, and that's how you should see it. Now, this is where it gets tricky. When weeks and months go by with nothing really clicking, pressure starts to set in. Not the loud, dramatic kind of pressure, but the quiet one. That quiet pressure that sits in your chest when you wake up, the one that follows you around throughout the day. And after a while, your brain stops asking, what am I learning? It starts asking a different question. How do I stop this discomfort? It is at this point that people start making rushed decisions. And that is where quitting starts to sound like wisdom. Not because your idea is dead, but because you are just tired. When progress is low or apparently non existent, and pressure seems to be on the high side, any delay begins to feel like a sign that you should pivot, a sign that you should quit altogether. But actually, that sign is a desire for relief from the fear of this not working out, a desire for relief from the uncertainties that you've carried in the business. So here's something simple you can do when that feeling sets in. When you feel like you are tired, you are done, you can't push any further, try these simple things. Number one, ask, are there people in my industry that are successful? You can ask the second question, what are these people in my industry doing that is making them successful? Go further and ask, what conditions or circumstances do I need to put myself in to help me get results? It can be that I need to maybe have a partner who I'm accountable to. It can be that I need to seek out some other mentors, people to guide me on this path. If you can do this, your mind will switch from feeling like quitting to being in a state where you actually want to find out how it works, where you are patient for the results because you have learned, you have seen that people in this industry succeed. So it takes you away from that excited state which you started out with to a state where you now become patient and willing to put in the work. So if you are at this stage of feeling like quitting right now, you're working hard, doubting quietly, feeling unseen, let me tell you something. You are not a failure. You are not lazy. You are not crazy. You are only learning and growing. However, this learning and growth is heavier than most people ever admit. Don't let this unpleasant, undesirable phase deter you from pushing for your goals. Keep moving one hurdle at a time. Was this video helpful for you? Please like, comment, and share with others that you know can benefit from this video. Also, don't forget to follow this channel for more helpful tips like this. I am Lawson Finidi, an entrepreneur and a content marketing specialist. I would love to connect with you so we can build something meaningful together. Till the next video, bye.